Hello, my name is Mark Cosgrove, and this is a PROAKTIV Impulse. Have you ever been feeling lately a little bit like you've been abandoned? Like you're you're no longer part of a large team or a big company? I think a lot of us are feeling that. You know, you're working in your remote office, I'm in my remote office, and it's hard to feel connected. Think about the team you lead. They're probably feeling something similar. So as leaders and managers in our organizations, it's really our responsibility to make sure that people don't feel that way and to make sure they still feel connected. So what can you do? Well, a simple thing is think about when we all used to work in the office. Think about all of those moments that we had to create a human bond, a human connection. Whether it was just walking in the morning and having a chit-chat while you made your morning coffee, popping your head into someone's office to clarify something, or giving them the opportunity to pop their head into your office for the same reason. You know, all of these little micro interactions that occurred were really powerful in creating a cohesiveness and a bond and a team feeling. You know, sharing a laugh over lunch, all of these kinds of things. They're gone now, because here we are, all remotely in our own space, and so we can feel a little bit abandoned. So as the leader of your organization or your team, you have to try as hard as you can to replace a lot of that stuff that we did quite naturally with an intentional kind of replacement. And there's a few things you can do. First of all, make sure that people don't just hear from you when something has gone wrong or when there's a problem. Now you may think, well, that's my job as the boss, right, is to clear the path. I mean, certainly, servant leadership, right? We think servant leadership is about removing impediments. But think about what you're doing. If the only time I hear from you is when something has gone wrong, this Pavlovian response occurs in my brain, and I start to see your name on my call sheet, and I think, something's gone wrong. And it starts to instill kind of panic or fear in me. So just make sure you're taking time to chit-chat with the people who work for you. Check in with them, find out how they are. Talk about your favorite sports team or what movie you saw on Netflix the other night. Make it like you would have done at work. Because I think there's a few things that we can do. So as a boss, as a leader, we should do this anyway, but we have to really make a point of doing it when we're remote from each other. One, what are your expectations of your team? Be really explicit about your expectations of your team. What does success look like? Secondly, make sure they know what they can expect of you. So tell them what you're there for. Tell them what they're allowed to come to you with. Tell them what you can be counted on to do for them. And then have a conversation about any other expectations that kind of might be floating around in the air that no one talks about. What are the expectations on the team as a whole, from within the team, from outside the team? These can be on any topic, but really make it clear, this is what we expect you to do. In case that's a bit confusing, think about it this way. Do you expect your team to sit down at their desk at 9 a.m. and finish at 6 p.m.? Or, if they're a parent of children, do you mind if they take a couple of hours off in the afternoon to tend to their children, but work a couple of hours later into the evening? Now, there's no right or wrong there. It's entirely what your company and your business kind of requires. But have you had that conversation? What is the expectation? And likewise, if you're asking people to work from home, are you equipping them? Are you giving them what they need in technology and different things to support them doing their work remotely? So that's what I mean by expectations. And then other things include replacing the natural, sort of automatic human interactions with some natural but not automatic versions. So start a meeting a few minutes early and have a chit-chat. Actually dedicate some of the time on the meeting to just, talking about stuff, connecting with people. Have one-on-one meetings with everybody on your team every single week. So that's really the main point, is keep that human interaction alive, despite the fact that we're not in an environment in which that's conducive. And that may seem like a lot of extra work, but that's why you're the leader. That's what you have to lead with. And if you do that, people are not going to feel abandoned, and they're not going to feel like they're in this alone. My name is Mark Cosgrove, and that's a PROAKTIV Impulse.